Good morning, Story Trading VIP members. It's Wednesday, March 29th, 9 a.m. pre-market prep. We do have Vegas back here again, joining us in about 15 minutes at 9:15 a.m. First, I want to just let you know we are interviewing the CEO of ASUR Software, ASUR, today at 4:30 p.m. We'll talk about that more in just a second. All right. Before we get into individual stocks, just a quick scan of the markets. And honestly, not paying much attention to this lately. It's a lot of chop. As long as it's stable, it allows us to play individual catalysts, which is what we've been doing last few days here. But that's a nice looking chart though on QQQ here. If it breaks out of, let's see, 313, a little like a double top at like the 315 area. Wow, if it breaks out of 315, it's off to the races. Don't know that it's going to do that. I'm not going to make a prediction that it's going to do that, but right now looks decent. Look at the SPY. Oh, look at SPY. Is that the weekly? Wow, that's cool. But we did go something to watch, but playing it cautiously, playing individual catalysts on individual stocks, looking further down, seeing if anything important pops out. I do see Bitcoin up 3.5%, but this is really just moving as a risk asset right now with QQQ. That's what I see here. So nothing really unusual standing out here on a macro level. Let's go to our picks. Man, yesterday was epic. We had a bunch of really, really nice calls, and even in after hours yesterday in our legacy WhatsApp community. Not everyone has access to that, but we'll work on moving that conversation eventually to the app. But last night, we nailed another one. Lululemon had earnings. We did a re-rating calculation based on the story trading premise that markets are efficient. So when we saw that beat let's see if we can even scroll over down here, but we just took the percentage beat on guidance, right? We don't care about the quarter that just finished. We care about the guidance here. It is Lululemon sees full year 2023, 1150 to 1172. So what I did, I went to Yahoo Finance. I found what was the guidance by the analysts for 2023. I calculated the percentage beat that was versus the guidance, and it came up to a re-rating calculation of 372. All right. I did that when the price is 350. This is something we do often at Story Trading, again, based on the premise that markets are efficient and will rapidly re-rate to new information. And that's exactly what happened. There was an opportunity there from 350 to 372. I know Vegas was calling for 375 for that rapid re-rating just based on the chart, I believe, not based necessarily on the fundamental calculation. And she nailed that too, hit 375. So got that quick move in Lululemon. We'll see what Vegas has to say about it in a few minutes. It looks like there's resistance at 385. All right. Other thing I want to point out, well, we nailed BABA yesterday, but first, McDonald's. This is just continuing its breakout. I noted the breakout that it had on Monday. I said it needs to break 275 to basically go to the next level to confirm. If it breaks 275, then basically you're moving to that 52-week high of 281.67, and that's what's happening, right? It's breaking out further today, and I have very high confidence we're going to be challenging and perhaps breaking up above 281.67 in this cup breakout. And one of the reasons I really like this is, again, the story trading process. We're not only looking at technicals, but we're also considering sentiment and fundamentals. And with the economy the way it is, it makes sense that investors, positive sentiment is coming into McDonald's because people expect better fundamentals as people trade down because of higher inflation and all of the layoffs and everything that's happening. So to me, this makes a lot of sense. Very high conviction that we're going to break 281.67 on McDonald's in the near future. BABA, 98.50 was my target yesterday. Man, we hit it to the T, didn't we? We closed at like 98.48 was actually 98.48 was the number I was looking at. And I think it closed right there yesterday. And that was based on there it is, 50-day moving average. So it closed right at the 50-day moving average. But if you look at the weekly chart, to me, this is a breakout already in progress. So yes, it still needs to, there's still resistance. The algos look at it. The traders look at it at 98.50. There's resistance. There's psychological resistance at 100. But if you take a little bit of a longer time frame on the weekly candles, this does look like it's already broken out. But the week ends Friday, so it's important that it stays above, and it's hard to see where that is. I think it's around $94, $95. We got to close above $94, $95 by this Friday to keep this bull move intact. If this stays intact, I'm looking for 112 to 125. Now, it's pulling back this morning because CFRA came out with a strong sell rating, okay? And this strong sell is basically the whole reason why I never was into Alibaba, because of geopolitical risk. Basically, they're putting a basically a 45% discount on their price target because of geopolitical risks, possibility of Z's repression of software businesses, possibility of vehicle risk of SEC delisting, and also an interesting thesis here that this move to separate into 6 businesses is a pump and dump sponsored by the CCP, and Bob was not actually going to go through with it. So there's a bear thesis. It was always out there. And that's actually why, one of the reasons why I was so bullish yesterday, because, there's a deep discount in this stock because of that bear thesis. I'm not the only one who shares that bear opinion. That's why I avoid China stocks. And I'm like, well, this is deeply, deeply discounted. So when you have such a strong positive catalyst to unlock value, well, that's something people are going to be buying up. That was the thesis for yesterday. But now you're hitting resistance there at 98.50 at the 50 DMA. You're pulling back on a CFRA, really expressing this bear opinion. So I'm not sure, honestly. Well, we'll see what Vegas says. But, there's always the potential that it pulls back to this 92 level to 200 DMA, or again on the weekly chart, 95 or so. We'll see. I know Vegas is very, very bullish BABA, and we'll have to see what kind of support. 50 again is a key level to break to the upside. Microsoft a little strong this morning, but I don't see any specific catalyst necessarily to be driving this, moving up with the NASDAQ. So I'm not sure that I'd pound the table on that one today without a catalyst. ASUR Software, again, interviewing the CEO today. This stock has been incredible, riding up to 20 DMA. I still have this, it didn't close well, but I'm sticking with, this is a trade of the week idea for me along with McDonald's. So let's see if it can break out. The key level to break was 1483. If it can break 1483, I think you're going to make a rapid move to $16. We'll talk more about that with the CEO today at 4:30. Possible Russell 2000 inclusion play. A couple other picks we nailed yesterday with price targets. POWW, well, the price target was 207. Didn't quite get there in one day. I did play this one and I sold it like 197, made a few cents. That was nice. 207 is your resistance for today on insider buys and share buybacks. Then we had Standard Lithium. We gave you a $4 target on this one. I'm not willing to predict any higher than that. We're nailing it right to the penny here. It took 2 days, not 1 day, to reach that price target on those lithium reserves. The new data on lithium drill samples look pretty bullish. Right at the 50 DMA. Hey, look, I'm not too familiar with the fundamentals of this company. Maybe it breaks it and goes to 434, but I'm not in a position to predict that because I don't know the fundamentals of lithium mines very, very well. Okay. Now, we have some news this morning, which I'm throwing up here. GSAT. This is very interesting. GSAT has a headline raising $200 million in non-dilutive capital, non-convertible financing to satisfy remaining capital needs. Now, apparently they have $148 million that's due. They're refinancing that. They're paying that off. Then they'll get $52 million cash after that. And they're telling us, at least from the headlines, remaining capital needs. Does that imply this is all they need to reach profitability? That's what the title implies. Now, I'm not terribly familiar with the company, but this is a good catalyst. Remember, why are these small caps getting crushed and micro caps getting crushed? Because of the worry that they'll have to raise money on terrible terms in this credit crunch environment. And that can cause dilution, again, at low prices, which impacts the ultimate price target of the stock. So you could have like a great business plan. You could have explosive growth coming in 2024 and 2025. You could be like, hey, this company is worth 4 or 5 times higher than what it's trading at now. But the problem is, if they need bridge financing, they may have to get bridge financing at terrible terms. It causes extreme dilution, which then you have to lower your price target. And that's the reason why stocks like Drio and LLAP and a lot of them and SMSI are getting hit so hard, is because of this possibility of needing bridge financing in a terribly dilutive way. Now, GSAT out with a release that kind of says, hey, maybe that's not a worry anymore. So that's a great catalyst. On top of technical support here at the 200 DMA, this could potentially run. Now, I don't know the fundamentals of this company strong enough to have high conviction in this. I am playing it based on the set of facts I just gave you with a 110, 111 target at the 20 DMA. I'm not really going to have conviction beyond that unless I hear fundamental thesis. right? Someone who's very strong fundamentally in the company and really believes that this is enough money and it's going to turn them around and it's going to get them the profitability and the company's worth X and Y, then maybe I could have more conviction to say, let's play to the 50 DMA or perhaps the 200 DMA. So, but for right now, just got a small position for a quick move to 110, 111, which it looks like it may be happening as we speak. So maybe I'll get lucky and I'll open above there by the time the show ends, and then we can shoot for the 50 DMA. We'll see. All right. Maybe Vegas has something to say about GSAT also. We'll see. All right. Other news that just came out. GNAX, GANX. Didn't have a chance to read it. Just saw the headline. To present positive preclinical data at the 2023 meeting. That's going to be on March 28th to April 1st. That's like now. They're basically, okay, we're pleased to expand to generate. Okay, this is basically the positive data is in here. Yeah, okay, so they're releasing positive data here. This is one that Jason Assad is very bullish on, has been very bullish on it since Sanofi bought PRVB for that huge premium. He rotated his money into GNAX thinking this will be bought out at some point, and he sees some potentially positive news there. Maybe we'll check in with Jason Assad to see what he has to say about GNAX. Just going to send out one more notification here with Vegas coming on in just 3 minutes. Okay. A little bit of news on RIG. I don't follow this well. It's on my watch list, actually, I think because was it Vegas or someone else likes this stock, but this morning they got $113 million in a new backlog from new contract award. I don't know the significance of that. It's a $5 billion market cap. The 50 DMA. If someone knows this company really well and you have an opinion on how this is going to impact the fundamentals, then we'd love to hear it, or you can comment there on RIG in the VIP trading room in the app, or pull up RIG in the app and add a comment or a nugget on it. That'd be great. Want to let you know we have earnings on air coming out tomorrow, I believe after the close. Check me on the exact timing on that. ROM also, I think tomorrow after the close. FAZE, keeping an eye on. That's also tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, but these three, keep an eye on that. I really like what FAZE does as a company. I don't know about the fundamentals or the business or anything like that, but I'm keeping an eye on it because I just know it's all the rage with like 12-year-olds. And this thing has a $44 million market cap. So I think the potential is there. Again, I don't know enough about the business, but I'm just keeping it on watch because the TAM is there if they can find a business model that works, and if they have the runway and the balance sheet to make this work on FAZE. All right. I think that's all I got. Let me just check if there's any other news here that came in the last 13 minutes, and then we'll move on over to Vegas. Okay. All right. So here we go to our next segment with Vegas. Doing?
Good morning, everybody.
Man, yesterday was awesome. We killed it on BABA. Last night, we killed it on LULU, hit our targets. So tell me what you want to talk about.
Well, first of all, LULU is just a phenomenal company, great Canadian company. I mean, I love the brand, love the quality of the product. And, this is just fabulous. I mean, they had a 30% jump in revenue to $2.8 billion, exceeding expectations, by the way, by $100 million. And the direct to consumer, with online up 39%, and keyword constant currency basis. And the other thing too is that the CFO, Megan Frank, she commented and she said that, their ability to exceed annual revenue targets in a dynamic operating environment is a testament to the strength of the Lululemon brand, and that looking forward, we remain very optimistic with our ability to deliver sustained growth, keyword, and long-term value. And I love those words. So to me, it's a great hold, and they definitely did great. And the company's projecting $9.3 billion to $9.4 billion in revenue, easily above the 9.14 consensus. So looks great. and look forward to seeing what Lulu's going to do. I talked about the stock actually back in January, and I said there was a lot of chaos happening with the stock that on the last earnings report because of the inventories, and I kind of just said, listen, you know what, just ignore that drama, because they did address that in that conference call. And I said, you know what, it's a great opportunity to take advantage of the volatility to the downside. If you are a long-term investor, this is a very attractive price. And back then, Lulu was around 307.50, and look where we are today. So if anybody was listening or following me, they would know to have done their due diligence, and they could have made a decision if they agreed with my thought process, and maybe they would have had a phenomenal investment.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
and you can listen to Vegas by following her on I Love Stocks and joining her Discord community. But let me ask you this. I played this last night from in after hours from like 350 to 360, even though I had a 372 target. It hit 372. For those who are not in this yet, do you see any play left in this for today as a trade?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it has to come back and break the 375. You definitely don't want to see, like, I'm talking for day trade, okay? So if you're going to day trade this, you need to get over 375. You want to see that pre-market high break. I mean, it was 375.55, but I mean, if you're good with 375, or you want to wait till 375.55, you could consider an entry over there, and target would be 385. So stop loss, wouldn't want it to go under 367.50 if I was day trading it at these levels. That would be like my stop zone. If it went under 367.50, I'd be like, okay, I need to get out of this trade. Yep. So definitely watch those levels.
I am with you on the 385. I don't have high conviction it gets there today, just based on the fundamental re-rating we did. It came to about 372. But okay. That's great. On Lulu. I want to get to Baba, but what about McDonald's? I think this is continuing to break out. I noted this the other day, and
you love that pick I gave you.
And I'm glad. I love it, and I think
banking on the Big Mac, getting the Big Mac there.
Yeah, I think the odds of this hitting that 52-week high are almost 100%. 281.67.
Yeah, that's
what are your
a
thoughts on this? Yeah.
Well, listen,
as a day trade, you think it's a good trade for today? I was looking at, I couldn't find good call options yesterday. They were so expensive.
No, I will say this: McDonald's is not a fun option trade at all. I don't know what's happened in the last year, but I used to be able to trade McDonald's option contracts regularly, like weekly, monthly, and I don't know what happened. Like even yesterday, like I tried to trade it and it barely moved the whole day. I'm like, what's wrong with this option? So I'm not going to touch it on an option level unless you go something like a leap, because honestly, it's just a waste of my time. And I don't know, I got to be honest. I think it's just that the momentum's just not there for a stock like McDonald's. People rather trade Tesla. They rather trade NVIDIA. They rather trade AMD. I mean, they want to trade like stocks that move really fast. McDonald's, it's just a slow mover. So it's not really suited for options, in my opinion, unless someone else out there tells me where they like it. But I think it's better on a stock basis, commons basis. Yeah. But I think, it's just too slow. And, we'll have to see.
Well, I love McDonald's here. I think it might speed up a little bit. But all right. I want to get to Baba, but real quick, GSAT just hit my first target of 110. That's at the 20 DMA on this non-dilutive financing. I went through the whole thesis like 5 minutes ago, so I'm not going to repeat myself. But what do you see over here?
Nothing. I just you mean the chart wise? I mean, I see like 115, 132, 140. I mean, if it gets over 140, looks good to 145, 151. Then we got to go through some hoops here. We got to go to like 156, 167, 177, 182, 183. I mean, I have this all charted up. 194, 206, 233. I mean, this has potential. If the market likes the news, then we should see buyers coming in here. But the tape was pretty good this morning when I was looking at it pre-market. When you gave me that news, that it looked pretty good. So
yeah, well, I did like the news. I did like the news. I picked up some at 105, not a big position. And we'll see. Yep, like you said, it's right up against 20 DMA, then 120 I see next. So that not something you have high confidence in, it sounds like, to play today.
Well, it's just boring. Like I don't, I want to be where the action is, right? So it doesn't interest me. to get in this unless you're in it for like an investment, but for day trade, it's kind of boring unless it gets over 132 or 115 at the very least. I think we'll have to wait and see buyers come in. So if it gets
Big
over
cap,
115,
big
it'll
cap,
make a move.
big cap Vegas. I like it. I went on a rant last night on my post market wrap,
Did
and I put it
you?
on Twitter too. Yeah, I went on a rant about micro cap
Yeah.
investors disease. It's pretty funny. It's hard to get away from, but it's definitely the move to big caps, I think, is the right one. All right, let's just take BABA last. So this hit our target yesterday, hit my target right to the penny at the close, 98.50. Pulling back here, we had that CFRA sell opinion, strong sell. Everything's fraud.
I don't even know who is CFRA. I don't even know who they are.
I don't know, but some big.
They're not that important. You know what? Listen to me.
Not that important.
In my opinion, obviously BABA dropped the bombshell yesterday. Okay, that news is phenomenal, and I think that a re-rating is possible on the stock. I mean, this stock to me is worth 2 times. I mean, Jack Ma's return should bolster investor sentiment. The valuation is unjustifiably very low, and I think that this is an opportunity of a lifetime to get a stock like this at these prices. So it really just depends how you view this. Alibaba, they like what they're doing with the breaking up into 6 units. And, I think Alibaba stock is just one to watch, even if you're not in the stock, just one to watch. I mean, I think it's going to be very exciting to see BABA come back to where it used to be. So remember, this is like a $300 stock at one time. So, think about where it's priced at now and where it has the potential as an investment, not like, the 6 months. That's not happening in 6 months. But I think long term, I think this is just great. So in my opinion, it's a buy. It's a strong buy. That's me personally. I like the stock. I'm holding the stock. I'm not going to sell it at this time. And I will hold it for an investment. I'm very happy with this phenomenal news. Now for today, we need to see a break over $98. Okay. And you could see here we're at 97.61. So if we break $98, okay, we're looking for BABA to head towards 100. And then if it breaks 100, you might see 101.25, which is the 250 EMA.
Yeah.
So that's a level to watch on BABA for today.
To sum it up, what's your highest conviction options trade for today that you have in mind?
For what?
For today, what's your highest conviction?
Like for what? For BABA? Like which
No, not for BABA. Any ticker. What's your highest conviction ticker to trade today?
I'm going to say, because BABA move is not like massive, so I will say one to watch that has a pretty good move set up. Okay, I think NVIDIA. If it breaks 268.50 is the spot. If it breaks that, we could see 275.
Nice looking chart.
275.80. As you guys know, I'm bullish on NVIDIA. And also, I think you should be watching. Don't take your eyes off Tesla. I mean, if this breaks, those are my top 2. So Tesla needs to break 193.25. Okay. If it breaks that level, which very close to doing it right now, we're at 193.18. We could see a move towards $200. And if it breaks 200, get out of the way, because I'm going to go long on long on Tesla, and my target's going to be 225. So not today 225, but in the next couple weeks. So that's going to be really interesting to watch. So Tesla on watch over 193.25, top watch today.
Yeah, I like that chart. I agree with you. I also like the NVIDIA chart. Do any of these have catalysts that just happened or anticipation catalysts coming up that you know of?
I think I read something about Tesla that they have like some sort of like their numbers came out, their quarterly numbers. So keep a watch on Tesla. Elon Musk making comments also about about the what's that ugly car? The big one. The big one that everyone's on the wait list for. I forget. It looks like a military truck.
Yeah,
I mean, that looks like a military truck. Not for me. He'd never see me going there. So definitely keep a watch on those ones. I think one other one to watch before I let you go, before the day starts. Definitely keep a watch also on Boeing. Okay, Boeing had some news today with Ryanair. And so they watch Boeing over 207.30, which it's at right now. could go to 213. So a nice, you know, $5-6 move. So keep a watch on that one.
Cool. I like that. And I like that there's a catalyst. Awesome. Thank you so much, Vegas. Have a great
Thank
day.
you
Can
guys.
follow
See you
Vegas again. I love
tomorrow.
Stocks One on Twitter.
Yeah,
Take
see you
care.
guys tomorrow. Have a great day.
Yep.
Bye
Take
for
care.
now.
Bye-bye. And again, guys, just reminding you, today, 4:30 p.m., what specific options is Vegas like for Baba? Sorry, I missed that comment. So today, 4:30 p.m., we're going to be interviewing ASUR Software. And just as a reminder, what we're looking at for the last time as we come up to the close here, 1483. I'd like to see 1483 break. And I think if and when it does that, you're going to see a big, fast move to $16 because of the Russell 2000 implications on this. All right, take care, guys. I'll see you soon.